What's up, everybody? We're going to start a video today. I'm going to show you how to clean a baseball cap, 59fifty, whatever, snapback, whatever kind of hat that you got. I'm going to show you how to clean it properly. Now, y'all probably don't know this, but I'm an avid hat collector. I mean, I sport all kinds of baseball caps. My favorite cap to wear, this is my dad's hat, but my favorite cap to wear is a 59fifty baseball cap, Texas Rangers. And I like these snapbacks right here. These trucker style snapbacks. They're pretty nice. I like the way they feel. I like to work in them, and the only thing is that they get dirty, and over time you got to clean them and keep them clean, well maintained. This is actually one of my work hats. I probably have like 4 of these same hats right here. This one says Hotel Paisano. This is one of the places I work. But yeah, so I'm gonna get into it and show you how we clean these hats properly without damaging them, without shrinking them, without ruining them. Well, everybody that does know that if you do get a hat wet and you wear it out in the sun, it tends to start to get really hard and kind of crunchy. This was a brand new hat that I bought my dad. He went out to go play baseball. We all play ball. It happened to get really dusty out on the field, and this is what happened. You can tell after I removed the sticker just how bad it was. I should have left it on and removed it for the sake of the video, but it is what it is. I'm going to show you some of the products that I use to clean these hats and to keep them well maintained and protectants. So let's get started. So first one of the products I like to use is this cap cleaner and deodorizer from Lids. This video is not sponsored by Lids, by the way. This is one of the first cap solutions I've ever bought. I haven't changed my style. What I like to think is it's typically just some soapy water and just a cleaner just to keep it clean. I like to use one of these Lids cap brushes. You can get a brush anywhere, but basically it's just like a soft foam sponge that you can probably get at any one of the, anywhere. You can get at a dollar store or Walmart, wherever it is you can find something like this. I happen to like this one because it comes with a case and it stays clean. Now, if you don't know this, I used to work for Lids as a store manager for, man, I'm gonna say almost 3 years. So I have a ton of caps. I used to be on Lids Fan of the Week for owning so many hats, and I believe last time I checked, I have owned over 700 hats as far as New Era goes. Well, actually, I'm sorry. New Era hats, I probably have over 600 hats of New Era. Regular hats, baseball style, or trucker hats, snapbacks. I'm not a big snapback fan. This is the only kind of snapback I'll ever wear. Is a kind of work hat. Around of these hats, in my lifetime I've owned probably maybe 20 of them. I can, later on in the next video we move on to, I'll show you all the rest of the hats that I have. For now, this one's just going to be about cleaning the hats, because my dad had asked me to clean this, and I said, well, that'd be some good content. So right here I have a mixture of just soapy water. I got 2 toothbrushes. I don't know why, but I had already opened the new one, and I found the old one, which I'm supposed to be using for this. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and use this. So I'm going to start off with the black hat. Now, what I want you to understand with washing these hats is this is a mixture of the chalk line and dirt, which is a red dirt like a clay that they use on baseball fields. It's going to be kind of hard to get it out, but we'll get it taken out. I don't want to saturate it too much with too much water. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the other cleaning products I'm going to use. I'm going to use this sponge that we bought. I actually have a crown mold that goes in there, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to put it in here. What that's going to help me do is just keep it, from going down too far and soaking up some of the rest of the water that gets put in there. But I'm going to go ahead and remove some of the dirt, the excess dirt that's on it. It's probably not much. It's already all caked on in there. but I want to get off as much of the dirt I can before I get started, just because we don't want to embed any of the rest of it in there. And already it's, I don't know if you can tell. By the way, I'm shooting an 8K, so I can only shoot maybe about 10 minutes worth of 8K, and then I'll drop down to 4K. I'm using the new Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. It's a really awesome phone. I've never been a Galaxy fan, but I happen to need a new phone, and it just so happens that when I asked for the best phone, best quality, the salesman told me that it was going to be this phone, and I said, okay, let me see it, bring it out, show it to me, and I instantly fell in love with it. It actually shoots in 8K front and rear, but it only shoot for maybe about 10 minutes long, so it probably changed resolution around the 8-minute mark or 10-minute mark. It'll go back to 4K. Hope everything's looking good, and as you can see, got some of the sweat patterns that were coming through from when he sweated in a little bit. I always get mad at him for ruining his nice hats that I buy him. And I bought this one a while back. As you can see, it says 2012. He's kept it, and it's still in really good shape. I don't know, I haven't tried it on in a while. Still hasn't shrunk. So he does take care of his hats. Just that, like any other baseball player, any other athlete, we're gonna wear our hats, and that's just what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the lids mixture. I'm gonna show you just how it works on one side, and I'm gonna go ahead and move over to my soapy water solution, which is just Dawn dish soap and some water. I use lukewarm to hot water. That way, by the time it actually is done settling and everything, it'll be nice and ready to go on the cap. So I'm gonna spray it away from the table so we don't get it everywhere. I'll give it a good hefty amount of spray. You want to spray this around 3 to 5 inches away. 6 inches will be good. I'm gonna use the lids brush. I'm gonna show you how it works. So I'm gonna start off right here on this side. Oh yeah, it's looking good on the video. It's looking even better right here. I should have only done one side so I could show you the difference. But as you can tell, it's already starting to clear up a lot of that dirt that's right there. This is the tough part to get right here, always around the ring of the hat. I mean the crown of the hat. You want to use the brush and use maybe a hard to soft bristle, I mean a medium to soft bristle brush on there, just because you don't want to damage any of the hat itself. So I'm gonna keep on moving around. Yeah, I didn't really spray too much on this side, so you can definitely tell the difference in the cleanliness, and it'll get better. What I do want to note, and I want you to let y'all know, is that when you're dealing with the black cap, and it's been sweated in, a lot of the times you're not gonna get a lot of those markings out, just because the way the hat fades. And it's a hat from around 2013, I believe, when I think it was 2012, 2013 when I got this hat. I'm not too sure, I don't remember, but the hat will fade because it's been in and out of the sun back and forth constantly. It's been sweating without. This is its first cleaning, so to keep that in mind as well. But as you can tell, it's already been fairly clean compared to the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and use the soap solution on the other side. The only thing about this is when you use this, I want you to, mix it up, make some bubbles. Go ahead and make some bubbles, and then grab a little bit of the bubbles off the top. Mix it up a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that. It's making some bubbles up on the top. Go ahead and use the old brush first. And, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You can't get that. The lens is on the other side, but you don't want too much water on there. You just really want the soapiness. So I'm gonna throw this in here on this corner. You can see how it's developing the foamy bubbles. That's what you want to see. Yes, it's going to look cleaner because it is wet, but as you can tell from one side to the other, it's a big difference. This is the side we're cleaning right here with the soapy water. This is the side we did with the Libs cat brush. Now, I'm not going to use this on this cap, and nor am I going to use the cap cleaner. I just want you to know what it is out there. I will use the water and stain repellent because it does work and it really does help take care of your caps. I will use this at the end, but because this is such a dirty job, I want to do it with the bristles, with the medium to soft bristles right here. And by medium to soft, this is a medium and this is a very soft light bristle. So let me see, I don't know if you can get in on there. And we're a little, there you go. So you want to make sure you get all the way up in there. Make some bubbles. Yeah, go ahead. That's actually what lifts everything up out of there. I also forgot to mention you want to keep a towel next to you, so that way when you're done, you can go ahead and clean it off and lift up a lot of the extra dirt. I would say use a paper towel or a white towel so you can see how much stuff you actually pick up out of it. But this is a black hat we're dealing with, and you don't want to leave all of that extra fuzz left out on there. So you can tell the difference. You can see where the hat has been faded in the sun for such a long period of time and where the sticker was. That's going to be very hard to fix. We're probably not ever going to get back to that true color, but I will get as close as possible as I can. But I only recommend leaving the stickers on if you're going to keep your hat clean. If you're going to get it dirty, you're going to wear it, take that sticker right off. That's what I do to these hats, because this is what happens. The glue stays inside of the hat from the stickers, so when you wear it and it starts to get sun faded, this happens because the glue actually gets absorbed into the material and it stays in there. You can't get it out without ruining your hat. And a lot of these hats, like most people know, is either like a cardboard or maybe like a light plastic material that's in there. So most of these caps have that cardboard inside, that hard cardboard in it. There's no plastic inside these hats. That's why they're so easy to ruin. Another thing about these hats is they're all hand stitched. 59fifty hats are all hand stitched. So if you go into the store and you say, hey, I need a 7 1/4, which is a really common hat size, you're not always going to get the true 7 1/4. You might have to try on 3 or 4 7 1/4 hats before you get the right one. I'm gonna put this towel down right here so I don't make such a big mess. And it kind of keeps the hat from sliding around too much while I'm doing this. Move this around and let me get you a little up close right there with that. I don't want to zoom in too close on it, but everyone's probably wondering, oh no, you're gonna break the crown. No, I'm not. I've done this a long time. I know that that's not gonna break it. I know where to put my hand on there. Now, if I were to crease somewhere right in here, that would definitely break the plastic bits that are in there. So, yeah. We're just coming back over here to the other side where we first started. You don't want to throw too much water on there because you don't want to oversaturate your hat and have it all messed up. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the top right here where the sticker was, try to get some of that glue out of it. I used to buy my dad like a ton of hats. Because anybody that knows that if you worked at Lids, that you get a really good discount. No, it's not. It's not the best discount, but when you buy as many hats as I did, oh yeah. And the only thing that's not good about those discounts is you couldn't apply your BOGO discounts with your employee discounts. So that was a bummer. I'm just going back around these other parts again, just to make sure we get it good and clean. Put this in the light. I think I'm going to hit a little bit more right here, but we'll go ahead and knock that out real fast because I actually didn't really hit that spot. I'm just drying up the lid a little bit, and here you go. Check that out. I should have taken a before and after, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take some stills out of the camera, the video that I just did. The next part you're going to want to see, obviously, is right up here. The little pin that we have up here. It's actually called a button. It literally is an actual button for baseball caps. That what it does is it seals all of the oh my gosh, I can't even think the panels. So it's like panel 1, panel 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and it seals them all together. It's got like little claws that will clamp on the inside, and you have an inner button right here that'll close it, just like the one you have on your pants. So there's that. I'm gonna go to show you how to clean right up here real quick. You know, we don't want to have too much water getting soaked up in here. Hats will shrink, so you don't want to put too much water on them. Just the bubbles. Now, my dad's hat has shrunk a little bit over time because this is a 7 3/8, I believe. I wear 7 1/4. This hat fits me almost perfect, but he's like borderline 7 1/4, 7 3/8. So I'm gonna clean right outside the star with the medium brush. I don't want to clean too much of this part because I'll actually start pulling the threads out. We don't want to do that. And if you ever look at the pattern, the threads all run this way on this side. These threads run straight downward. So I always like to go against the pattern. So since these are going this way, I'm going back against it. And I don't know, I feel like it cleans it better. We do the top parts of it. Look at the difference on that. And it's not because it's wet. I mean, it's fairly dry. It's just getting cleaned. And that's what this solution does for you. It's just a a cleaner and deodorizer. Wish I had my foam molding. I don't know where it is. You just want to keep agitating, that's the best thing for it. to keep your hat clean. Soapy water and a toothbrush will clean your suede shoes. So if you wear suede, you rock suede or anything like that, you know, go ahead and throw some of that on there. I used to do that to my Jordans. I don't wear Jordans anymore. You know, I'm not young anymore like that. I used to do that like straight out of high school, college. When I used to play baseball a lot. Still do. Ooh, too much water. You just want to keep agitating it, get it clean, you know. Wait a little bit before you do it a second time, you know, if you're not satisfied with the outcome the first time. I've done this a lot, so I know that this is going to come out awesome. Remember, after you do this, I should tell you now, do not dry this with the blow dryer. Look at that, how clean it's already getting. Some of the soapy flakes that are falling on there. Let me get that off of there. I just had it. Do not dry this with the blow dryer. Do not stick it out in the sun because hats do shrink. This is, you know, all cotton thread. See, that's what I was talking about. You know, I dumped too much water on this side earlier. Like I said, you don't want that. That's negative right there. You don't want to do that. It's not gonna hurt it, but you don't want to do that all over the hat because that it will eventually start messing up. So if any of you have ever stitched your hat or got words or anything put on the side, you know that it starts to shrink. Same thing happens whenever you do it with water. So we're running about 23 minutes. I'm not gonna make any cuts in this movie or in this video. Yeah, look, here's a difference. So zoom, fix that. All right. I guess you're probably not able to pick it up, but this side is a little bit dirtier than this side is. Probably can't pick that up on the camera. I can tell because I'm standing here right next to it, sitting here next to it, and that'll just take a little working out to get through it, but we'll definitely get that fixed. So there you go. And you can also do the same thing to the bottom. I also do that to the bottom. I'll wait to do this last because of the fact that I'm handling the top and I need a place to put my hand. So when I'm done, what I'll do is I'll end up putting this piece right here, and I'll actually go from side to side. If I can get that a little closer. You can see that right there. So I'll hold it down like that. And I'll go around and clean it, and I'll keep rotating the hat so I can make sure that I get it really firm onto the pieces. But yeah, like I said, we'll do that part last, and when that's all done, then you know, it'll look awesome. It'll look like a brand new cap. I've done it to so many of my hats. I take care of all my hats because, you know, I don't buy hats anymore like I used to. I try not to because I will literally go out and buy, you know, $200 worth of caps at one go. So I got a little guy now, so he gets to get all the new hats. That's what I was talking about, having that little foam piece under there. You can put a little bit of pressure, and it doesn't sink back into it. You can get a nice firm cleaning on it. Try not to take the hat out of frame too much, but you know, I don't have my whole setup here, so I'm gonna do the best I can. A lot of people will just say, why don't you just go get a new cap? And I used to do that all the time. I used to literally, I mean, I think the last place I got rid of all my hats was, I got rid of probably like 30 caps. I couldn't put myself to throw them in the dumpsters, so what I did was I took them all out in Fort Stockton, Texas. I put them on a dumpster and came back in an hour and they were all gone. And so I'm glad that somebody picked them up. I couldn't part ways with them. I took them with me everywhere I went. They were dirty, they were old, but they were mine, so I couldn't let them go. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these hats, and hopefully somebody that needs them will pick them up and take them. And sure enough, somebody picked them up and took them. So thank you to whoever took my hats off of me. I felt like if they can get put to second use, then that would be great. I like to recycle. I don't like to just throw things away just because. I just feel like things can be repurposed and reused. And, you know, kind of glad they went to a good home. Hopefully they did. I figured, you know, there's a lot of people that can't afford nice things. And my hats weren't perfect, but they were dirty and they just needed to go somewhere nice. And I just did not want to take the time to clean them all. I had too many. I mean, it was literally like, at one point it was like almost 40 hats that I had that were getting dirty. And I'm not talking about dirty like this, because this is really bad. I would never let my hat get this way. My new hats, I don't use them to play ball. I will wear it until it finally gets to a point to where, you know, I think it's dirty enough that it can be used as a ball hat. And I'll go, you know, use it for baseball. Before, like I said, when I worked with lids, I was always playing ball. I mean, it was Monday through Thursday league, and I played in different leagues. I played co-ed, played men's, and then I played also on a bunch of tournaments on the weekends. So it was like whoever needed players, you know, I would just play with them. They'd usually pick me up. They already knew who I was from, you know, being on the field. And if they didn't have enough, they would just call me, which was literally every weekend. I was playing with a different team. So I didn't belong to one single team, but I got called a softball hoe. Because I was constantly playing with different teams, on different teams, just every weekend. But I love ball. I mean, what are you gonna do? Look at this transformation. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's just a little bit of cleaning, you know. It's only gonna get better. Wait till we start getting all of this on the top right here on this ring, around the button. Look how bad the back is, man. Dad, you did a number on this hat. But like I said, before, I was just whatever team. If the team colors were red, then I was wearing red, and I'd have a red hat to go along with it. The team colors were black. I'd have a black hat that went along with it. Team colors were purple. I had a purple hat. I mean, I had every color you can imagine. All my hats were Texas Rangers 5950s, all fitted. I miss those days. I mean, I like my life now. I love my life now. But if I could still feel as young as I used to do that every single day, every weekend, I'd go out and do it. You know, I know a lot of guys still live that life, but those same guys don't have kids, or maybe they do have kids, and you know, who knows what their priorities are. But I'm gonna stay doing what I do. Plus, I don't live in an area where there's a lot of ball anymore. We're trying to bring some ball back down here, but you know, it'll take a little bit of time. We're about 30 minutes of this video already, and well, 31 minutes already this video, but just look at the transformation of this cap. I mean, you stuck with me this long, then you know it's well worth it. But this is one of the things I was telling you about. Is this is why I couldn't bear to keep all of those hats that were getting dirty, because it takes about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, depending on, you know, if you have all your stuff with you, to clean each cap. And you don't always do better the second time, third time, or fourth time around, because eventually you start getting tired of doing this, and it gets really tiring. I mean, I think one night I cleaned maybe 4 hats, you know, and you're like, oh, that's not a lot, but that's 2 hours literally cleaning hats, cleaning 4 hats. I don't have time for that stuff anymore. So I just try to take care of my stuff. I tell my boys that, you know, hey, take care of your crap, man. This shit costs money. Looking good costs money. And if you want to impress, you know, people, impress the ladies, you know, and you want to look good, you have to take care of your stuff to look good. You gotta, you know, go out there and show that you care about the stuff that you own. Take pride in everything that you do, everything that you have. So before, when I worked for Lids and I got good discounts, yeah, I was definitely buying up the hats. When I left and I went to go work as a safety coordinator in the oil field, that didn't last long because the oil field got shut down soon after. But when I did that, I was working with Permian Safety Training out of Odessa. I don't know if they're still around or not, but I stopped buying hats because I was using the company hats to get them dirty and use them, and I didn't get the chance to use my personal hats enough, and they just started piling up and, you know, just staying there, not being utilized. And that's kind of how my hats started getting dirty. Is they stayed packaged. They got put in on top of the wall. They just hung there, you know, not doing a single thing, collecting dust. And literally, these hats will collect dust if you just leave them there. So I decided finally that, you know, it's time just to pass them on to somebody that needs it, that wants it. I figured I was doing a good deed and helping somebody out that, you know, it's hot in Texas, you know, during the summertime. You know, a lot of people don't want to have caps. You know, a lot of people go to thrift stores and just buy, you know, dollar hats so they can wear to ruin out in the field. And I said, well, these are already halfway ruined. Why not why not let them, you know, finish it off, and hey, my hats will get used and they'll have a good run. So yeah, so now I know I still have hats put up somewhere. I know I still have hats put up here and in the shed, and I have some collectors that I have put up over here. That I probably should get rid of, but I can't do it. I think now I have maybe about 50 hats left here at the house. Sorry, let me get you in on there. So we just need like a little bit more right here in this area, down here and right here. As you can see a little bit of the different color in it. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this in my hand and do this right here. And then always go around like the perimeter and just make sure it's all clean. See, like right here we got a little bit of discoloration. That's because I didn't really hit the bottom, because where it was sitting on the table I couldn't really get that. So that's why I say go around the perimeter and try to get the last minute stuff. Not last minute, the last little stuff on the bottom is what I meant to say.